afternoon, class.
Good afternoon.
So my name is Aletta Mapopota, and today we're going to be looking at nets. So as you can see on the definition, a net is a 2D shape that can be folded into a 3D shape. And by 2D, 3D, we mean two-dimensional and three-dimensional. So by 2D shape, we mean that it's a shape that has length and width. For example, a rectangle. By 3D, we mean a solid shape that has length, width, and height. You understand? So the purpose of a net is so that we are able to see all sides of the shape and are able to calculate its surface area and its volume. So, for example, we have a cube. So this is how a cube looks like. It has 6 faces, 8 vertices, or in other words, we can say 8 corners, and 12 edges. So we want to draw the net of a cube. So what you can do for you to be able to draw the net of a cube, I want you to imagine in your head cutting this cube or cutting a cut box, right, at its edges so that you can make it flat. For example, let me show you this. You can see this, right?
Yes.
This is a cube that we already cut out the net of it, right? You can see it with all its faces. It has 6 faces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this can also be folded again into what? Into a cube. So we fold it like this. And we have a what? A cube. Can you see it like this? But we can't work out its surface area if it's like this. We have to cut it through its edges. So you imagine cutting it at its edges, right? So now you can see it through all its sides, its faces, right? So if you're imagining cutting it, it would come out as something like, it has 6 faces, remember? So you are cutting it at its edges. So in your head, or if we are just looking at this, and you imagine putting it back together, this would be your base, these are the sides, and these are the sides, and this side is the top. Do you see how you draw it? Now, we want to draw the net of a rectangular prism, which will be looking like this. So what you do is you imagine again cutting the edges of this. By edges we mean these, and so that it's able to become flat. So it would come out as something like this. Do you see that? So in your head, if you imagine putting it back together, it will come out as a rectangular prism. Do we understand?
Yes.
So when you are putting it back together, you have to make sure that there are no gaps or overlaps, which means that your calculations, whether if it's 5 centimeters for a cube, right? If it's 5 centimeters here, it has to be 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. Do you understand? So now I want to just calculate the surface area for a cube. So we're now calculating surface area for a cube. So the formula for calculating surface area for a cube using its nets, right? We say side times side, and we get A, right? A being the what? The answer we get. And then you then say that A multiplied by the number of faces a cube has. It has how many faces? 6. So now we say A multiplied by 6. And that is our answer that we get, right? So let's imagine this cube that we're given 3 centimeters. And since we know that it has equal sides, we now know that all the other sides of the faces are 3 centimeters. So now using the formula, we want to calculate its surface area. So we say 3 times 3 and we get 9, right? Now we say that 9 multiplied by the number of faces the cube has, which is how many faces? 6. Okay, so we're moving on to rectangular prism, right? So the formula for calculating the surface area for rectangular prism would be 2 times bracket length times width plus length times height plus width times height, close brackets. So now we come to our rectangular prism. We look at the centimeters that we have. So we say 2 times bracket, our length is what? 4 times our width, which is 3, plus our length, which is 4, times our height, which is 2, plus our width, which is 3, plus our height, which is 2, close brackets. So now we're going to calculate this. So we say 2 times bracket 4 times 3, 12, plus 4 times 2, 8, plus 3 times 2, 6, close brackets. So now we say 2 times bracket 12 plus 8, 20 plus 6, 26. Now we have 2 times 26. 2 times 26. 52. So our answer becomes 52 square centimeters. Do you understand? Then if we're calculating volume, we then just say length times width times height, which is 4 times 3 times 2. 4 times 3, 12 times 2, 24. So our answer becomes 24 cubic centimeters. Do you understand? Did we all understand?
Yes.
Thank you.